Council meetings are long and boring. Would it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5-minute meeting. All right, Ashland City Council meeting of April 21st. Another Zoom meeting. Everyone was there. The city administrator's report. This guy. City hasn't felt the lack of income and taxes yet because there's like a 2-month lapse between tax revenue and it's showing up in the budget thing. So maybe showed a bunch of charts and graphs and quarterly projections and a number of local partners they're working with probably. And then addressing the TOT, the hotel taxes. The city is expecting $3 million less from the hotel tax, and most of that normally goes to the general fund, and they're looking at reducing costs and how to get some federal assistance, and then we can get, and then this one says, she goes, well, it looks like it pops back up again pretty quick in September, and he goes, yeah, we're projecting that's if Shakespeare comes back in September, and he goes, hey, you're looking for loans for the city, but you're looking to cut personnel too, aren't you? And she goes, hey, city commissions, that costs some money in the budget, are we looking at that? And he goes, yeah, we could, staff time on a committee, but maybe the council wants to look at the value of the public process. And then this guy says, hey, the general fund, that pays mostly salaries for city workers, right? And he goes, yeah, that's right. And then off to the addressing the food and beverage tax. And the city's going to expect another $3 million less because of that virus thing. And most of that money goes to parks and wastewater debt and street projects. And this guy goes, so you were stopping those street projects, right? And he goes, yeah, of course. And then she says, what's up with the pool? And he goes, yeah, that's definitely on hold. And then he said, property taxes is, it's hard to know right where those stand. And utilities, we're going to make late payments stretch out for a year for some people. And we're not going to increase rates for a couple months anyway. And then this guy goes, hey, he goes, what did he say? He said, hey, can we talk to the unions about some, cuts on their contracts, work that stuff out? He goes, yeah, we're already talking to them. And we're delaying some park projects and some street projects. And we're tracking COVID-related expenses for future reimbursements. And we're having lots of meetings with state and federal representatives to get the aid coming in. And then I move that we convene the Citizens Budget Committee. Crickets, no second. Thumbs down on that. Then the city administrator's report. That's this guy again. He wants to continue the continuation of the state of emergency because having that declaration helps with some state funding. And this one goes. She goes. Hey, maybe you could not have all the power. And city attorney went, no. He needs all the power. What if this? What if that? The sky's falling. And then this guy said, he goes, yeah, name one thing that council needed to do. And that this guy didn't do. And she was like, I got nothing on that. That's a good point. So declaration of emergency extended for 2 weeks. Passed 5-1, obviously. And then this guy goes, now the official COVID update. Business assistance, the city is delaying the utility payments for everybody. And if they, if they want to, they should pay if they have the money. And then the delaying the TOT tax from restaurants, hotels, and restaurant taxes. No penalties. Those are all being delayed. Something about So Ready, some county group. Maybe they're going to waive some business license fees. In social services, the city is paying for food for Greenway homeless people and increased car camping at 30 spots. One area is behind the senior center, one area is in North Mountain Park, and one area is on Water Street across from the skate park. And this one said, hey, 70 people have been matched by the Park Senior Center, the Adopt a Neighbor program. And this guy goes, oh man, parks, they're killing it. Don't fire any of those guys. And then this one says, the emergency operating center is working great and public information is great. That's 100% not true. And there's an EOC advisory group of city big shots from Asante and SOU and other elements of the shadow government, I suppose. And they've updated the website and the Facebook page a lot. And we're building and planning department is really busy. So don't fire any of those guys, right? And they're getting ready. The city employees are getting ready to open up all the buildings again and figuring out the best way to do that. And then public hearing. City lady said for human services, community block grants plan for the Housing and Human Services Committee. We get $175,000 a year from the HUD, Housing and Urban Development, a federal thing. And on March 26th, they had a public meeting, and the committee put together a 5-year plan that the city has to adopt, which HUD requires. And so the plan is here. Here it is. Here's this plan. And this one says, I want to inject SEEP requirements into this because it's a building thing, you know. And this one goes, that housing first strategy is the best. And then some other lady said mental health and drug programs are lacking in town. And then this guy says, man, I'd put seat requirements into everything. And then this guy says, he goes, yeah, that's a pretty innocuous addition. Let's do that. And then, so the HUD housing is only available to poor people, which in Ashland is apparently $27,000 a year. The only people that can get any of this, these benefits. All approved. And then community development block grants just for this year, 2020. So the $176,000 we get every year, 20% goes to city costs and 15% goes to people who need it. And so this year, Maslow wants $25,000, which is that 15%, and Oro wants $25,000, that's the 15%. And then capital improvement money, which can only go to building stuff. The Food Angels wants 10 grand, but they're only going to get 5 grand because that's all it's eligible. And then this guy says, I say we split the baby. 13K to Maslow, 13K to Aura, and 5K to the Food Angels. Fix something, and he said something about being stellar and effective. All approved. And then the mayor goes. This guy, he goes, hey, wait a minute. There's all this CDB, GBDB money that we're spending on hotel rooms for the homeless, right? That's coming out of this money. What's up with that? Incident commander. And incident commander said, he goes, oh yeah, we were planning and coming up with ideas and trying to spend that money wisely. It means he's doing whatever he wants. And then this guy says, oh, I kind of some kind of report on that. If it's not too much trouble, pretty please. And he said, oh, of course, yeah, I'll do that. And then new city hall discussion. By just talking about it, city attorney said all the public testimony letters were sent in, and they were just sent to all the counselors. So that's done. That's about as public as it's going to get from now on. It looks like. And the old public works director came in and tried to bore everyone to sleep with some long speech about whatever it was. And then another staff woman said, one, historic preservation can be achieved with this price. And then the history guy, new history guy, showed up and said, yeah, this is going to easily be done. And then the city woman said, two, earthquake proofing can totally be done for this price. And then an architect lady said, yeah, we checked with the estimates and we're within 3%. And then this one goes, so am I right? Did the price just go from 7.2 million to 7.4 million? And the architect lady said, oh, yeah. It did. But we're going to change some stuff, get it back down to 7.2. And this guy goes, hey, we added some space, though, inside, right? And the architect said, oh, yeah, that's 15% bigger. And this one said, what's the plan to keep the plaza open during all the construction that's going to happen? And the city woman said, oh, that's item 4, but we'll jump to that. It's going to take 18 months to build this, and the first 7 to 10 are going to be a mess. But we're going to keep the plaza drivable. We're just going to lose the 10 parking spots in front to the contractors. And then this guy said, he goes, hey, there's word out there, there's $1.7 million City Hall earthquake proofing plan in 2016. What did that include? And the city woman said, oh, that was almost nothing. We didn't permits, no plumbing, no electric. It was just to keep pieces of the building from falling off and killing people as they fled. And then this guy goes, hey, history preservation guy, this isn't a crazy project or anything. And the history guy said, nah, that's pretty normally kind of thing to do. And then this one said, if construction costs go over, are you going to take money from Pioneer Hall and the community center? And city lady said, nah, nope. End of discussion. That was just a discussion. And then the appointment of council president. This guy says, I appoint that other guy from before. This guy. And he goes, all right, I'll do it. Approved. And then this guy says, economic and cultural sustainability grants are coming up. Do we have money for that now? Can we make some changes to that deal? And this guy goes, yeah, it looks like we're going to run short on the money there. And that comes from restaurant taxes and stuff. So you have to figure out a way to change that. We can do that with we can do it with a resolution. This guy says, well, that's something to look at next time. We definitely want a resolution to change some stuff there. And then this one said, I move to extend payments to be due. Utility payments aren't due until June 30th, and hotel tax and food and beverage taxes from businesses aren't due until August 1st. And this one goes, this is not a camel's nose under the tent. I trotted that one out. God, it was so good. And then this is really a loan to businesses, and we need to let people keep their taxes. And this guy said that does not make any sense at all. And I agree with the mayor 100%. That didn't make any sense, but it didn't matter. All approved. And then this guy said, I move to approve item ABCX5284CD something something, and whatever it is, all approved. And then, end of meeting. You're welcome.